Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Keaton Jack. I'm your host. This is WHIT Radio, the Freshmen RadioHeads. And today, like I said last week, we're going to revisit our topic on an interesting topic, hip-hop. Today on our show, we have Ulysses, we have Skippy, and myself, and Javier Crespo. Unfortunately, Robert and Jason could not be here, but we're going to talk about hip-hop. So, over the weekend, the Billboard Awards came on. Did anybody see that?
No.
No one saw the Billboard Awards?
No, yeah, I saw it.
All right. Oh, what did you think about Miguel's jump of Florence?
Man. Poor Miguel. Oh, the poor girl. Man, all right. So he was doing this stunt where he was like jumping, and then by the worst of luck, there was a girl waiting under him, and he pretty much just snapped her neck off. And he continued with the show. I don't know what's up with the girl. I didn't see what condition she's in. If she's fine, she looked like she was hurt. That was nasty how she got clobbered by Miguel.
If it was me, I'd have sued. And, apparently, there are no allegations against her trying to sue the guy, but if it was me, I'd have sued. I mean, Miguel is stacked with that paper. So.
Well, I mean, what are you going to sue him for making him, for falling on her by mistake? I mean,
he didn't really have a real reason to jump. It's not a rock concert. I mean, he's like an R&B artist. He doesn't...
But, I mean, with all that, for a live show, unless it was unplanned, you know.
It was unplanned.
That jump was unplanned?
I don't think they planned him to jump into the audience. That's usually like a spontaneous...
No, they definitely did. If it's jumping into the audience, they definitely had people like in the stands, like making sure no one gets in, like that. Yeah, of course.
Well, then they didn't do a really good job.
Yeah.
Skippy, what do you have to say?
I think that safety should be increasing because what?
Just continue talking.
And also, we need to keep effort with the safety, especially with the people making stunts, right? Keaton?
Yeah.
So, if a person jumping on the stage, onto the crowd, they need to have safety precautions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says here the jump was not planned. It says here he just improvised. Planned. But he made it up to the girl. He took the girl backstage, and she was really happy. So
I mean, but if I still would have sued, you know, I would have been like, all right, we're cool for now. You took me backstage, but I'll see you in court next week. Cause,
damn,
I mean,
you can make some money out of that, though.
I mean, he's loaded. Like, you broke my neck. Nah, but some people want Miguel to, you know, like snap their neck and say,
no.
I guess
some people might want Miguel to like sign an autograph.
What about
here, Miguel? Break my neck, Miguel.
You're crazy,
what about
Javi.
Nicki Minaj's, I guess you could say, lap dance to Lil Wayne? Some people thought that was a little bit too vulgar. I mean, she did it once in the past before to Drake. Well, Drake did it to her, but, you know, it was like... Well, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that was too much for the billboards?
That was ridiculous, man. I saw that. Nicki Minaj, man, where is she going with her career at this point? What even is she? Is she a pop star? Is she a female rapper?
I think she's both, actually.
Well, I mean...
I respected her, all right, when she came up because, you know, she was big for the female rapping community. But then all of a sudden she took this, like, radical twist to just becoming, like, this Barbie doll that does really weird stuff. I don't like her at all. Really.
Well, it's interesting you said that because I had a question I wanted to ask you guys today. And that was basically, what rappers do you feel are underrated or have nowhere... No, what rappers do you feel should just stop? Like, their future isn't too bright as it is.
As much as it pains to say this, because I'm a big fan, I think Drake is coming to an end. You know, I mean, he had his big run. He had some great songs over a bunch of collabs with Wayne. And I like, just at this point, the music that he's coming out with recently really is, like, just bad. The Started From the Bottom, the song is pitiful.
You know what I don't like, though? So what's the bottom? Like, what does he consider the bottom?
The bottom is supposed to be like, you know, like he started off with nothing.
No, started off with nothing with a rich mom.
He had a show. He had a TV show. And
his dad was famous. His dad was famous, too.
How is that the bottom?
That's what we were talking about last week, though. You know, the whole mainstream incident. Jason brought out, you know, like just basically a simple black kid, but he's half Canadian. So, I mean, a simple black kid just coming out of the struggle and making it famous. But, I mean, the thing about Drake is that no matter how bad his songs might be, like if you stick to like the true background of rap, people still jam to them. I'm not a big fan of Drake, but when I hear "Started from the Bottom" on the radio, I know the lyrics. You know, I hum it to myself in my head. His hits are like one of those hits where it's like it's hot for the moment, and then you wait for him to bring out a new one. I'm not saying he's a good rapper, but he's definitely not. He's not gonna go away for a while. I think the only thing that might stop him is just age or failure to invest his money properly.
Keaton.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it can be confusing to anyone who sees it or listens or hears about the story.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Drake definitely has a flow to him that it's kind of like magnetic. Like you want to keep on hearing him, and that's what I started when I started listening to Drake. It was like one song I liked it, then I heard another one and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good too. And then I listened to a couple other songs. They were all good, and a lot of the credit goes to his producers. I don't think people look at Drake for as much as his rapping and his lyrics for what
his lyrics
is
aren't
produced.
that bad though. They're not that bad. The person I don't see going anywhere is definitely Macklemore. I feel
Macklemore.
I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. I mean, he made a couple more songs than like he made a couple more songs after Thrift Shop, but Thrift Shop was like, I mean, what are you really rapping about? Like salvaging clothes? I mean,
I disagree.
You think Macklemore has a future?
I think he definitely has a future because right now, you know what he's doing is that not only is he, you know, really putting in messages into his raps. You know, he had one song dedicated to the gay community about how him growing up, he had a gay uncle that like everyone should be treated equally. He's targeting this crowd of people that might not be people that like rap, but he's bringing more and more people into his music. And his producer, Ryan Lewis, puts out insane beats. His last song with, what was that latest song that's famous right now? It's really big. And just the beat is insane. And his rhymes are actually terrible, all right? Because if you listen to the song, he rhymes like, got me with got me. And it's like, all right, I didn't see the rhyme in there. So you might question what he is as a rapper, but he's definitely not done. I see him going way further into this.
Sometimes, even though Macklemore is white, he's still talented. And the latest song, Can't Hold Us, is good. So, you can't be rich.
A white person can't be talented? What?
No.
I mean,
everyone can be talented.
Racial diversity in rap. It has nothing to do with him being white. I mean, black, white, regardless, you can still have...
Yeah, like Eminem.
Yeah, but Macklemore is an Eminem. I mean, that's another thing with like the rap community is that because of the fact of how rare, white rappers are in hip hop, it's like the best are always compared to the least. So like every Machine Gun Kelly is always going to be compared to Eminem because he has that same type of crazy mentality. But then when you compare the two, Eminem just overall in every aspect is just a better rapper. But, you're not giving Machine Gun Kelly the credit he deserves. He's not an Eminem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that. That's what that is.
What do you guys think about Odd Future? Odd Future Wolfgang? I think they're going nowhere. They're
not going nowhere, but I mean, the thing about them is that it's not like their music. I mean, they have like, diehard fans. And they're becoming more and more popular.
Die-hard fans.
Well, they're becoming more and more popular as the time goes by. He's starting to branch out. People are looking at his music because before he started out as an underground, he has his own TV. Tyler the Creator has his own TV show, but it's just what they do as a group more so than just their music. Because you look at his raps. I mean, they're not that great. But people still listen to them. And why? Because they like his personality. They like the fact that he doesn't really care about anything. He's clueless. He's 20. I mean, he's young. And that's the whole, hipster fade that goes on today. Just be young and reckless, skate, do what you want to with your life. And that's basically what he's promoting. And
that is a good message, though. Like
I wouldn't say it's a good message.
To a degree, it's a good message.
To a degree, it's a good message. But then sometimes what he does is extreme. Like, I can't say he doesn't care because there has to be times, in a music career where you just have to sit down and be serious, especially, him becoming an older man. But for the most part, what you see him outside of, like, his personal life, he's all fun and games. I mean, like I said, there are times when he's serious, but for the most part, people like him for the fun and games. And his clothing line is doing well, but there's that whole controversy between him and ASAP Mob. Like West Coast OF, East Coast ASAP Mob. So I don't know, but yeah, he's fine.
But they're completely different though. Like the ASAP Mob, they rap about like money, girls. While Odd Future, they rap about like the devil and like crazy things like that. So you can't really, they're not the same. They're completely different.
The thing about OF though is that a lot of rappers give them credit. Like Wu-Tang, people from Wu-Tang Clan, like Redman, he said they're cool with him. Even ASAP Rocky approves with them. He said he would mess with them in a sense. Like they're cool with everybody. They're coming out. But Javier, you had something to say?
I'll tell you what. Odd Future, look, I like what they're doing. They're spreading this somewhat positive message to not take life so seriously. And I do like some of their songs. I love She. I think that's a great song. Tyler, Creator, and Frank Ocean. But, this craze has gone so ridiculous. Like, you start seeing their videos on YouTube, how they have fans imitating how they are. And it's different when you're a fan and you enjoy their music and you genuinely appreciate what they do. But the second the fan base starts like imitating them and just being immature about it, I think you're killing the message and you're really just taking what they're saying and saying be reckless. And the problem is they gain fame because, they were the first guys to do it. They were the first ones to really come up this reckless group of kids that they were just...
they weren't the first. But
they weren't the first, but... For this time, they really were the ones to connect to our youth.
Yeah.
And then, now you have people that are trying to imitate them, and that's not going to work out, just being reckless your whole life. Because, for these guys, it worked out, all right? They got it done. But then you have people that try to imitate what they do, and it's just not going to be the same. It's going to be a One Direction type of thing. It's like, it's the huge fandom, and then it's going to fade quick. And I think it's already starting to fade, to be honest.
Yeah, Javier.
Well, that's what I said. Like, just like Drake, when you're a rapper or anybody in the music industry, you can't just rely on rap because age and time do, cause your career to go downhill. When you look at Jay-Z, even though he's 40 years old, rap isn't the only thing he does. He expanded his money by doing other things like producing, investing his money in other companies, buying the Nets. Even 50 Cent, he's on a whole bunch of songs that people don't really know about, but he's like really big in the music industry.
And Keaton, some musicians can influence people, either good or bad.
Yeah, but what rappers do you feel are underrated though?
I'll be the first one to step in here. Childish Gambino.
I don't think he's underrated. I just think that not enough people care about him.
Recently I see more and more people claim to be Childish Gambino fans, and not claiming to be fans, but just in the fact that they come out, they're starting to recognize him. This guy he's been rapping for a while, and he puts up quality songs with quality lyrics. He uses Kanye West as his mentor in a way, and uses that wordsmith type of flow with his rhymes that he uses messages that people don't pick up on, but they have significant value. And, Childish Gambino, within the next couple of years, he's going to be everywhere. He's a talented man.
I think Kendrick Lamar is underrated.
Nah, there's no way Kendrick Lamar.
Not underrated. Not underrated.
The fames he got from swimming pools and what's the other song with that? What is it?
Poetic Justice.
Yeah, Poetic Justice. There's no way Kendrick Lamar is underrated. But what were you going to finish?
Well, look, he is a good artist, and I don't like that a lot of people make fun of the way he speaks. Have you heard? I've heard a lot of people say that he has an accent and no one understands him.
Yeah.
But he is an amazing artist. He always tells a story in his music, and his flow is just amazing. He's my favorite rapper.
Well, he can be underrated in the sense that people still don't give him that credit that other people see in him. You know what I mean? But
why can't he be as famous as Drake?
Why? He's up there. His album is so popular, that whole van in the regular parking lot, that you still hear Swimming Pools and Poetic Justice on the radio constantly. In my head, I don't think Kendrick Lamar is underrated at all.
Kendrick Lamar, he actually started from the bottom. He actually did. Drake didn't. He did.
And that's admirable. You know,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
most of these rappers nowadays, they just come out and say started from the bottom. And you started from like the middle, and then you made yourself to the top.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in some way, I can understand where Drake might have come from with that because, like I said, you don't have to have like a genuine struggle to be a great rapper, but like even just becoming a rapper, regardless of where you come from, it's always a struggle. Like I'm sure it was a struggle for Michael Jordan to switch from basketball to baseball, even though he was still famous in the sport he acclaimed. Like Drake was still famous on Degrassi, but it still might have been hard for him to get out in the music industry. Even though he had that boost, he had like more of a boost than others. It still might have not been an easy process for him to get out there because he still had to work on the way he rapped. He had to adjust to the new setting that he was in, and he had to basically form to what the mainstream media wanted him to start rapping about. I can understand that, but yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, but then you take it off that point. You say, well, Drake probably had a boost. What do you say for every other rapper that didn't have a boost?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Drake had that boost, but it doesn't mean that he didn't have he didn't start from the bottom. Like,
well, I mean,
to start from the bottom doesn't mean to come from like penny scraps and rags. It doesn't mean that.
So then maybe the lyric should have been started from the bottom in my terms, and now we're here at the top. Which is, I mean, he just, you say it was hard work, and it's definitely gonna be hard work because he's a rapper. It's not easy to become famous. It's gonna be the same struggle, but for somebody that already has a level of fame, it's sometimes good to just not eat it. All right, that's 10 yellow. Where were we?
just not.
You're talking about starting from the bottom.
Yeah, start from the bottom. It's not the meaning is a little bit shaken up, but there you go. Finish.
Yeah,
I mean, I can understand that, but like I just said, it's all from every other person. For someone like Kendrick Lamar, maybe he started from the bottom, being like he didn't have money or he didn't have tremendous amount of wealth. But for someone like Drake to start from the bottom is just to start trying to get out there and being in rap. Because Drake, Lil Wayne found Drake through MySpace. I mean, he didn't find him on Degrassi because no one knew Drake was a rapper back when he was on Degrassi. So it might have been hard for him to get out there. I mean, trying to rap.
Do you honestly believe that nobody directed Lil Wayne at him? It was just like randomly.
Well, that's what I said. He had help, but like to start from the bottom is all about perspective.
Yeah, and starting from the bottom is like a journey of life, right, Keaton?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're about to end the show, right?
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you. This is another section on hip-hop. My name is Keaton Jack. I'm the host. This is the Freshmen RadioHeads with WHIT Radio.org. Today we talked about underrated rappers, overrated rappers, rappers who need to go. We had Ulysses, Skippy, Javier, and myself. So peace out, guys. Until next time, we'll see you.
Okay. Bye.
The fans trying to clip us, but we ain't even tripping. I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in. And I'ma go hard, and I'ma